Right, I'm about to buy and so and the pay and come about to December, but soon I shall see up to the bassa warrior and down the pay. If I about that's papa that one at its pay too much and able to them pensy. YEBOAH about some or your Nazima or Ganaha, Fifirmantum, no you Ugua, Natum Puna, okay. Mrs. Omar Bin Abdullah and the Messa Kayam paying. I am member, fundraising planning committee. Still now is part of the planning committee. Or a church so or yes, your Ponomacha University, Cape Coast Technical University. Or your doctor RICHMOND YEBOAH. YEBOAH share the Yamina Dum at 40. I'm a cat 40 and at a Cctu. Yeah, 40 years. It's within here to my baby. You should sit in the Macacay and I actually hear you call consideration the way for it. The Zama to Good morning. But I put me.
Yamia do me where you so.
Yamia do. You mentioned sure that Abaka Henessa. Right. Look, I said no. You share. You play there by bed, Amazon. Now I come to you. The masses or soon the hobby, baby.
Medase. Na memfa enchiama otiefo mpanimfo a omoda TV station ano na afi menchia mpanimfo mo Cape Coast Technical University enkanka yen vice chancellor professor Kwaku Educhum Ayimboache ene ne management na afi governing council so menchia mpanimfo openi oda no ye professor Isaac Kwame Dontwi na afi achechere ni adwumafo mo Cape Coast Technical University nyina no anopa mechia omo o question no I think say enya de say na ehu bi ho esan say ye nyina no ye free baby ana ebepie mu Technical University na dodo na on their own no omaye anniversary da omaye planning of an anniversary, big events, and so coming together na a Barbie team to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Technical University. No, I don't think so. Na MCCBI always answer. Some of the people have done this. More second cycle institutions and also secondary schools. Some have done it for churches and all that. And you know, for me, it wasn't a DBA na or difficult to do. But I would say it was a privilege to make sure that we put things together to celebrate a milestone or Cape Coast Technical University. The last 40 years, no, yet me achieve until I would say now it won't be a name because we have the competent men and women. They could put things together, ideas together to make sure that BBI etimi ako ye.
Doc, my son share in a program that you to me say na ebun corporation which ni na kopepepe that you to me share another.
I think largely I would say the programs are mpanimfo put together from the launch ABC the climax over a year plus activity. The launch was done somewhere in February 2024 last year, and November climax. So I would say didn't bear 1 hour 8 months almost. And so and the launch was a very good program and expectations were met. And then also we did a fundraising event somewhere in the friend saying October last year, and also no to me raise skakakra, and then there was a health screening, there was a float. Apart from that, no penny for me the climax and so no. Ye donation edema ebubonko basic school momo ngwa and then also buku and crown betimi akenkan we no free there was also a free servicing yen workshop avic offered free services to Nkrofo on vehicles na ohia servicing Apart from that, there was What Do You Know competition on Ghana television. It was the first time Cape Coast Technical University appear on such a big platform. A year in your penny than a YEBOAH moderating. Next, there was a public lecture. Mami Uncle, our Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Edisma, friend, and epidemic Kafanti in the Forestry Commission, Yenu Abema, Kotoko, Elikem, Kwame, Kevin. Also to me, YEBOAH to give a friend and public lecture on safeguarding the forest and arrows and all that, which was also well attended, and the delivery was good. And then on the Friday, yetimi climax of the anniversary activity in the morning, and we had a couple of alumni coming, which was good. Some of them had not even come back since OUA school about 30 years ago, about 25 years ago, about 20 years ago, and all that. So they came back with nostalgia feeling. And then also in the evening, we had a dinner. The alumni, which is led by me, hosted a dinner for the graduates, and then for some members of the alumni community. And the Vice Chancellor was present. It was also a good dinner. Mekade Ninyinano BBA fine. And on the Sunday, we had the anniversary Thanksgiving service, which was also a successful one. And on Saturday, as we had the congregation for graduates of the 2025 year friend is a group announced Nyamatimi year. I would say the plans and Nyamana ye but my disappointment is with the yen Sikasem fans now, because we are told by the planning committee when they put together cost quantities for 2,500 capacity hostel project, or more estimated around 500 million. And so now fundraising to raise that money to start something. But unfortunately, the fundraising couldn't go as expected. We're expecting a lot of people to come and then support. Unfortunately, I would say, fundraising, but my expectation, we couldn't meet my personal expectation. Some people have said that it's good, it's a good start, but I think that we could have done more than what we did. So far, we have raised less than 500,000 out of 500 million. So we need to go back to the drawing table and then work on a new project on how to mobilize funds for the hostel project. But I would say few ones also support. Because, for example, on the day we could raise about 60,000 Ghana cedis, which is not impressive, because we have a target of 500 million, and with a big program that is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we could do only 60,000. We tells that a form. So we've had discussions at the program. Thomas Hughes, Mimfasa Kwenya Tsunami Bonabaso for the support. He also gave us skillful Nadodo on our friend Kawano Pado Abranse, and he supported. And so we also had discussions going forward. We'll host an event in Accra to bring others together and also support the fundraising efforts. Also, and my uncle, engineer Omar Bin Abdullah, also very supportive, who also supported the fundraising effort, also has accepted, say, we can put something together in Accra. Engineer Deborah, Pro Banfo SJ's classmate, also has expressed interest in also getting other colleagues at Omuwie School to come together to support. But let me put this on record that DNIA, and yet the management or the governing council or alumni of Cape Coast Technical University in Kwanenya. It is a project for Cape Coast, a project for the entire central region. Okay. For example, at the offering alumni dinner and fundraise, dinner and awards night, I mentioned there when Cape Coast Technical University felt that the conversion of polytechnics to technical universities on fire in Kahono, we mobilized people. And the people we mobilized were not only staff or not alumni of the technical university. We got members from the community, market women, all of them showing solidarity, also making a case for the need to convert C-Poly then to a technical university. All of us came together, we pushed, and fortunately for us, we had the results. So on the same way, what I was saying there, the fundraising effort shouldn't be seen as a project of a few people, but onye ugwe project, then at the same time, a central region. So we come on board to support. For example, we have the short code, we can do 40 Ghana cedis. And so wherever you are, once you are a citizen of the region and of Cape Coast, a home here there, and was in Kakra, one so bet me now, they are supported so that we can raise the funds. Other than that, it will take us so many years before the vision comes to pass. But the point is that if we are able to push it and then build the hostel project, 2,500 capacity. What it means is that already we are doing 800 ongoing, and we have about 200-300. In the 2,500, I put all of them together. We are talking about 3,500 plus rooms for students. So that could accommodate half of our students. Nobema year numbers now cost. Year numbers no cost, right? It's good for the economy of Cape Coast because students number and apart from that, the transport for car and all that, and so it boosts the economy of Cape Coast. I believe I'm uncle ACCM planning officer Kenketo Symbiocant there say great. Yet to CCTU, a University of Cape Coast, the economy is shut down because the economy depends largely on University of Cape Coast, which has more than 20,000 regular students, and CCT, which has more than 7,000 regular students. So we're talking about 30,000 plus a year people are daily what as it and so access it there together so that we can push the fundraising effort to mobilize the resources to be able to do the project, to expand Cape Coast Technical University, and that also support the growth of Cape Coast. And I think that Obama yenso ye mpuntuno wa konenim.
Boss, all I know, I can find very beautiful.
That's my nyazi, of course, since '98, so many years.
Right, boss, but what is it to acquire anniversary? You can our doors to do because we imagine too much because your quack donation and maybe we are very, very important. Yeah. But somebody will say that Abeno is too much for the first you to me the anniversary. Oh, on yet too much. Sunday. Apart from we also have a corporate social responsibility. And so what has been the impact of our technical university on the community, sir? Anyone, what has been the impact of the university on them? And so, 40 years now, there at least there will be a signature project and people will say that when CCT was 40, they donated these sets of desk dual desk for people's
in the Bubonko. So it was important that we did that. We now free is also an issue of visibility. A man for a technical investing, and so we have a workshop, AVIC Center, is the state of the art workshop for repairs, cars, auto mechanic, for plant and electrical and all that. And so it's an opportunity to also showcase it, people to see. Now once our businesses are going forward, they could also come and then support. And so I think that, and then what do you know, something that gives the university that mileage and to incorporate better about the technical university. And so when people are making decisions to attend a technical university, CCT rings in their mind. And so I think that even though not programs not also, but they were good stuff. For example, Ian Breda Kotoko he came to talk about the forests and the issues of Galamsey and all that. These issues are social premiums, and I said they are issues that Ghana, and there people are talking about that. So if you have a platform and then you also contribute to the public discourse, for me it's something that the visibility of the university, the attention on the university, so these were programs they were well thought through by the planning committee, and I'm sure they were well executed, and it has opened up further Cape Coast Technical University to the rest of the world, and the Ghanaians are now on share that enter Cape Coast Technical University in Kenya.
Right, Devina here senior, I Dr. Tomorrow Church I'm saying, one should share the campus, the new administration block, the runabout, and the eco bus. The ones that may the mouth of Frena what to know campus, want to be on campus watch, but all your radar, Omar nephew into me go. Sina, ye would them pimpers. But me, I could autumn, sister P. Daba was a shas will be 1984. Basically, a quano war papa. But he need to make 40 years or the more abaka the change and the development of CCTU.
I think largely no, I would say was good. We celebrated the 40 years because of fire and the opportunity to look into the past. And Nyama what made the technical university and then type a polytechnic, a continental polytechnic, and the things that we did wrong and the things that we did right, we had the opportunity to look back into them and assess all of that. And so it helps us in moving forward, in carving a friend saying a vision for the future. Apart from that, it also opened the university to the rest of the world. In Primpi, there's an opportunity to expose a university. We do that through research. We do that and few ways. But this gave a very big platform. Almost every time, there was an opportunity to be in the news. Last Thursday in the morning, the evening, Joy News and all that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we're all over, and so it's a good exposure anniversary, Edema. Apart from that, it helped us also to connect with the alumni. For example, when we visited Mr. Thomas Hughes, Mr. Skillful, he mentioned that every day or we school, he has never been back to the university, even though he's been back, but coming as a past student to the technical university, and that had never happened. But the university offered us an opportunity to also bring him back and to also serve as a guest speaker for a year congregation. Apart from that, it also built the spirit among the alumni. For example, some people came and for 20 or more years, they have not met before. But this year, and exchanging numbers, there were opportunity to network. And networking is going to support to build individual businesses, and apart from that, is also going to extend to support for the technical university. And then within the university, some people were celebrated and all that, and that tells that going forward, the university is going to recognize you. So it's going to serve as motivation for some people to work very hard and to make sure that and each aspect of the program was good, and all of them helped. And Cctu and there were some few projects pending for to also support a year beautification of the technical university. Sometimes it wouldn't have happened without a fashion, yes, or light and all that. Yeah. But it is so because we have limited resources. In the only time we'll see paint is when there's going to be an outdooring for a new baby, or when someone dies and call for near baby funeral. Because always our resources are limited and we are unable to do everything. But Odu baby na a bar, and then baby our resources will be an so the program also afforded us the opportunity to also do sort of beautification of the campus, and in the night you come and the frontage very beautiful. And I am happy, sir, some years back the administration led by Professor Joshua Usu made a decision, and all of us support. I remember myself and some few others engaging Mami Buske, engaging Papa Biano Comfort to get them out of the space. I ne Buske free hono Nimo ho etimia kama and yedi we so no ningina ADF. So we also commend the management led by Professor Kweku Aduchumbuache for that beautiful edifice. Yedi abo ni drew a Cape Coast Technical University drew anajua na so net say Canada and I say US and I Germany, Dubai, and so it's something. Dubai, but great.
I'm sorry, but my doctor to me came where you get in. Ben, I think we want together to do that. Until my young now, also doing Bila Hoya, until what you factor it. I'm a Debiano, you can't not you know what we are talking about until Doctor's wife, but we have the footage of the gate of Cctu. If baby, a 2 baby. Dog American there, Bushkin, I know the place, the time in the midst of why I scattered. And now, no, Sissy, I way young here to me for no. Wama, the entrance of Cctu, why am more beautiful? The why if your papa, Dama, I have for the doctor to American. Yako Hinemi, Abudi baby, and Shania, Dama, engineers or you ya call, Neima, son of Sanity, or San Bay, Lenina, no, here Cctu. And to also get an automobile one man. Each day there's more development. Etumina Akko do or Cctu. Now, Doc, you may mention of an him there. The capacity 2,500. I can't see. The way to market cheap pie. I couldn't ever for you 2 years. I can be able to be a taxi you 2 years ahead of us. Already 2 years. The bunch of money that's 500 million Ghana citizens. Yet to me, able to be a far. Another channel of getting the money.
Yes, even immediately after the program, we had some conversation with the Vice Chancellor, with some other philanthropists, with the Chancellor, the Registrar of the Technical University, and so we are planning programs to reach especially the alumni community. We're also planning programs to also speak with some philanthropists na wɔn nyinaa no aba abɛ support it. For example, if we're able to speak with, let's say, a Ghana cement, normal my truckload of cement, Grana is going to go a long way to support the project. And so, yeah, plans are. We are going to go out to reach out to people so that you won't bet me about on board to support the project. And then also we put so many things in place, like I mentioned at the congregation. Builders acknowledgement. And the one a contribution to support the fundraising to support the hostel project. Your baby at the administration block where Cctu will showcase all of them there, their pictures and then also their name. Apart from that, Eagle FM Fokotwa, there's then signpost now can signboard be or day announce and the builders acknowledgement to one obey contribution beyond no matter how much you contribute, you be recognized by putting your name on the board. Until any time we around beyond, the person will see that these are the people who are supporting the hostel project of the technical invest, that is the legacy project. And so these are some of the things that you put in place. And then also we're also speaking with some influential people. There won't be used to one offices. Now at least if there's an opportunity to get some state institutions like GMPC Foundation, like Get Fund and all that to also support, so that at the end of the day we are able to achieve our dream of building a legacy hostel project to mark the 40th anniversary. Even though now the Ahodeno from Kakrabat, I am sure there with the plans that we've discussed and further engagement at YEBOAH, I am sure we'll be able to do a good mobilization, and as soon as possible we should be able to start the project. Some have even suggested that kakrana so that others will be motivated to also put in resources, because when people see that kakrana we have put to good use, then it motivates others to also come on board to support the project. So I think that with the leadership of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Kweku Edichumbuachi, and then the support of all of us, we shall be able to get there.
Look, you're sure we are producing much in terms of giving out to the country, Ghana, taking cash students. You were P. Them the last battle in year engagement. You may mention of our Kasafu P. I want to know if you see some people about better here. Akibi. That's what you can do more than what we have done.
Yes.
The next 10 years about nature.
Yes. So. Like I mentioned earlier, we can do more. That is why I mentioned that I wasn't happy about our effort and then how much we have mobilized so far after a year plus of launching the project. And so we are, like I mentioned, going to go back to the drawing board. We're going to go back to talk to alums, the past student, and to make sure that Omar are on board to support. And for example, we are planning to have a sort of an Easter meeting with our friends, alums in Accra. And then also we planning to go to Takwa, because in the mines we have big guys who are working in the mines in Takwa. So we are planning to go there. We'll have also an opportunity to go to Kumasi or Boase. You go to Winneba, and there are people there that we can also have this conversation with. And so I think that once we have put this program together, they are all an effort to make sure that we mobilize more. And so one good thing is that, for example, when we met last Saturday, Mr. Mr. Skillful mentioned to me that some of his colleagues and some of his seniors are doing very well. For example, he mentioned that the finance director for Ghana Oil Company, Goyo, is also an alum, so he has had some discussions with him, so we should come so that we can also further the discussion, so that the ones who support Kakra Ono and the others that I've also spoken with, Mr. YEBOAH Mutalib, who is the Chief Executive Officer for the Ghana Heavy Equipment Limited, and others have also expressed interest to come on board to support. And so we shouldn't sleep. We should move on with the program put in place, and with the direction of the Vice Chancellor, I'm sure we should be able to raise a good reasonable money from the alumni group. Apart from that, I said we cannot do it alone, and so we expect that some corporate Ghana support and Subetmiaba at the program. For example, we saw what the Agriculture Development Bank supported us. GT Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank also supported, and we're hoping that others will also come on board to put in some support so that we can build the hostel project. We know so free not may can be there or a Yen project, a Guay project. And so the population of Cape Coast is estimated around 200,000. And so if 200,000, let's say 100,000 of us who are adults, we are about 40 Ghana cedis, is a very good money. Now, so no better me support Bibi Kakra, and our students will also sell to our students so that they also contribute. Until by and large, I am confident that we should be able to raise the funds to build the hostel project. So when we are 50, we can say that when we're 40, this is the project that we did.
No, I started early paying as alumni president. Yeah. I guess after medicine, 40 years, I can send people social media everywhere you go. But yesterday we have the old people or the old ladies are still now. They didn't mind the school. So what is happening? And what can you? I wasn't able to buy my to board.
I think, sir, I wouldn't say they didn't mind us. I would say that I couldn't reach out to a lot of them, because a few days to the event, there were some people who said that they never heard about it. They never heard about it. And then also there were some people that were able to reach. Unfortunately for us, that weekend had so many activities. And there was this funeral of our late First Lady Nana Konadu Rawlings. Accra Technical University was hosting their congregation. UMAT was hosting congregation. There were events in Takwa, in Kumasi, KNUST was hosting, and all that. And some of our people who wanted to come, Unimac, we have some two influential alumni, Unimac, the director of internal audit at Unimac, and then one of the lecturers, Dr. Joyce Manu. All of them accepted to come, but unfortunately, the congregation of the university was put that same day. Friday night, fundraise, in climax, or more congregation was put there, and so they couldn't come. And some programs and activities also played a role in not getting the people that you wanted to come to the program. Apart from the fact that a good number of them we couldn't treat because, for example, I have been involved in Cctu the last 20 years. So what it means is that I may know people from the last 20 years, but one year before me, except the few ones that are my friends and Nona meet me. So now we have people in the various year groups. So we form the leadership group. So what it means is that we are going to use the leadership group to reach out to others who are past students. I and my executive do not know them, so that we can get them to also come and support.
Ya ko yene mi dogre or the gradual process that you for actually nkaka nkra abutun na wodu no do ma ho say tuma kan we na. And no matter how we there or there in legacy project no you bo mazin na fi tumi ye. Because in VC ba okay do pi are your student but outside the campus. Aba na man them pi tumi case and the same thing and pay for our ba no so e be sa wotumuka. Nti wo seketu abia nsa I'm there, yeah, the hand version, but the legacy project in Yampahotam, and the Yemvi. So, your mamma's in a fee, yeah, into me into animal into Mimbra. Yeah, I wish I did off a bit to be in a honk and getting as a womb on our 40 years, whether we can face challenges. But Yeba seen one or two in there. We are celebrating all right, but some of the staff individuals be wounded, they are just looking at the passerby. They don't know what is going on. Nti feel happy about it. That's why they are also passerby. In generality, may share if you see challenges here.
Oh, I think I won't say that if you see challenges, but I will say that the climax non the numbers that we're expecting. Some people thought that it wasn't a students' program. And so involving the students no na on Shada anyway, and some other students I've spoken with, they didn't come around because on the program outline we mentioned that on that day we're going to wear the anniversary cloth. Until once they didn't have the anniversary cloth, there was no reason to and the manner some staff also here yeah anniversary na yes onfa anniversary cloth embra. Then of course we should have provided each and every staff anniversary cloth for free. And I see that as unfortunate because for example we are supporting the system. Abra Ozzy offending clothy buyer. I bought 6 years. And Sana Omar Bin Abdullah as a member of the governing council. Next, I felt that there were some few people that needed to have it, Alumni members. So we found a way to also purchase for the executives. And there are few ones that I can say I am aware that some people, even the vice chancellor, had given some, bought some and given to some people who needed it. And so I contribution. And so 3 years will cost around 150 Ghana. And I Domna Juma the university, and so to buy 150 Ghana. Now as a farmer you won't buy, you won't come to the program. Then now and it's unfortunate, but that is a human offend and society, and so it's also understandable. So going forward, I'm sure we'll also devise strategies and see how we can mobilize resources to support the people who genuinely want me enter the cloth so that they can also have it. And there baby they all be happy and be on board. But for me, these are normal with their friends say human institution, and so these are not things that I would say they were challenges. For the students I think there was a miscommunication. We could have had a way to get them to be at the program. I was telling a colleague that we should have even made it mandatory for all the students to be present. And normally when you do some of these things, you tell the students to come and attendance and all that. So the heads of department will make sure that they bring their students and all that. And then apart from that, one other thing, so they said, that was the weaker reopen year. And so we didn't have a lot of them on campus. And so, yes, they could have been part of it. But I would say, now on the do said that endorsement. So few ones came around because we didn't have a lot of them also on campus. And in can be affecting numbers. No, but by and by, so I would say that program Nankasa. the success of it, everyone will say, oh, it's successful, and it is only the Friday program, the climax, and the students that were expecting, and then other people were expecting, we couldn't get the numbers. But apart from that, we are echo here.
Dog say apart from the feeden kote and motun now so sabi no komodini chere we share the middle next time going forward I've communication gaps on automobile mkota talanza na maba him be mchaya and shebi but we are all there.
Yes.
To obia eshebi and shebi you should be part of the program because I hope we near auto from they are not wearing it but they took part or museum into so year school for yan and so there Abia na address but I don't think that they will sack. Yet, the paying back it's your school. Because when you are doing the school, you're to the school now. I bear with the almost school every time we hear the mazi. Namaso Mutumukam. Because if she where you graduation, the participation or tomorrow by a bishop going to be being Shabimpa, he or she is there. I bear no way, maybe a kuchon for you near Uncle to me, Jennifer to kuchon. But the time, no, I bear and to me now, and basically be out there planning the one set to me planning was more tomorrow. And your mom was an nephew to me, so because it's our school. And you're going me, you know, school opinion of your doctor, doctor, but to could you do so? Papa, doctor, I know, but that's all the tougher. Now I am him with the offer to the buttons are friendly for to me now, in our bonk. Because we have a lot in the campus, and the opinion you're trying to find. Until that may assist in the campus on or there before for you to suffer up. Now, why this, why here, why in the 2 year move the future? Into
Medase Minia, na Mefa Sa Konyenso na Madam Mase for the opportunity. Na more invite you to come and talk about the 40 years anniversary and the support that Coastal Television has given us throughout the period. You've been very supportive, and the support has been massive. Apart from that, YEBOAH penning for Abaso, and Vice Chancellor Professor Kwaku Educhuma and his management. Our registrar also played a very key role. Dr. Anthony Hercules Texan, the Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Emmanuel Kwao. Director of Finance, Mr. Kwabena Usu, and the others, they played very key roles in the project. And then also the planning committee led by Professor Emmanuel Bamfoje, Wonyinano, Wombodembo Etimiabua, and Yedru Baby Edri, the Chancellor of the Technical University, Dr. James Olins Lindsay. Also been very supportive in this project. The chairman of the governing council, Professor Isaac Kwame Donchi.
his school I fellow and why you don't see them, but this our school, I love Cctu into his school, necessary to know I don't know. Was I think I had the old administration and
old administration block.
That's I'm so much the new one maybe I could get in just briefly now dog out and seven because I already to me the boy yes dog the man you see could be no top
the innovation hub.
Yes that innovation hub and so
design innovation hub.
And so you're very good was Asia and some with tomorrow but Mazka kind of became here room no sir.
Oh, okay.
Here room no sir. What you must do.
But about practical work nankasa okodo. The AVIC Center, the workshop. They do the designs, they do the thinking.
Okay.
And once that is done, now per day be there or workshop hall to do that. Basically for the thinking and design.
Dog, you another EcoBus.
Yes. Old bus in time na President Kofode buy, so it's over 20 years now. And yes, it's over 20 years now. And now why deteriorated, so became a students project work, and the students know now why that a friend and maintenance wa paint no kama and now why and the power with battery and solar and all that until as students no na and it's very beautiful a bit a conference in Crampo
while the bus is moving
in your inside yes
you're going MTI you're going yes
yeah so that's the frontage and Adrian fan Umbra Bicha, we on there lighting no or a very nice when you are beji honti and if Umbra no Umbra Bicha na on fanche on a hefo.
All right.
But a new administration block. Only knew them. It's over 20 years.
Okay.
It was commissioned in 2003.
Okay.
By the then minister, I think Kojoban Redu. And our commission here, and yes, Kojoban Redu 2020 until a 22-year-old hostel, but the a technical in the Polinas no 84 no. Now baby I love Cctu you know now them building no now administration block and a friend old administration block but the current administration block is over 23 years, 22 years now, and onye knew them. And or any punk where USS cram, where university crap, and na me kind of be bring up one so the planning committee, the fundraising committee, and the various groups are one the staff of the technical university, both teaching and non-teaching staff, the students for all the support that they gave the project. So I am sure the 40th anniversary has brought us together once again. We have celebrated one Mozambique na etimi aboa ama Cctu drew baby ababe drew at the deba 40 of them were recognized and we felt that the others whose efforts also brought us this far but on me recognize on the alumni also hosted a dinner and awards to also recognize the contributions of such persons. I know were at the dinner. I would say, going forward, no, I am for door and fantra na yen making sure they push the interests of the technical university. Yen making sure that we work together as one people. Yen making sure that we continue to live as one people. Na yen botaya. We see a name there, a hostel project, the legacy project. We're able to mobilize the resources now as soon as possible. Share the building project. I say now by the time I see to be the next anniversary, we can point to it's a 40th anniversary. To me, a year and the building and like I mentioned earlier, onye the alumni of the technical university in Koten Nebetmia and onye staff in Koten or yaye na yembozimbo ibi wo crampo e wo yankobia ye free there obetmia boa yen ni onye na one brown board to come and support. We also appeal to corporate Ghana there, hereby on support because at the end of the day we are also training a human resource for them. On brown board to support. Now the people of Cape Coast and the Central Region project in Tikakra yen betimi their support to 40 Ghana, 400 Ghana. 4,000, 40,000, 100 Ghana cedis. Yen momos in there. Yen the call yen short code star 772 star 4040 hash nodo. Na yet so they are supporting. And like I mentioned, we have the builders acknowledgement wall. One now contributing in ano ye betcha ones in na dache obi biara obeba Cape Coast Technical University, be student or visitors, the staff one in Abihun there, yeah, hostel project. No, these were people who provided financial support, who provided support in various forms. Na or the boy enjimezia ama yen so yetmia yen legacy project. Mekan the man names in that say bema wankasa so with the invitation this morning and the conversation.
Dr. Richmond YEBOAH papa yeba planning committee or to can fundraising committee or the madam to papa and sleepless nights is your business on that about certain time. Maybe if you campus or late, I couldn't do that in a coupon on whoever would do them percent. But I about that's papa. The word to na wa boy him, maybe be a tumna acquaint papa. Nti I saw ya addition for year school for years and so that we all try our best. Will be able to be a tumna ya can hear school. You should not hide yourself there. Baby to move on able to na I the Rushma. What ye na yempi.
Na SS always us naba until admission and so okodo.
Oh, okay.
Until we be around there Oba Technical University or Oba YEBOAH na. Oba January, I think 10 January or so.
Okay.
Into no as admission, why shoulder Jina Hoji qualifying kwana application obehena wama admission na one so January no 8 me ababeke or Technical University.
Yeah, no double can also January no. Nature SSV will tomorrow, you hold that aba. Into your mama's in the field, you can from a people her. Itumne interview ho so ho was papa na enkan oya hene VC Professor Cctu educhumi yimboachi oye ne mpanfo hina na ye chancellor no se beda na se papa na we ya wotumo boa ye bisim pempensi edwumfo hina e beda ho na ase ankasa Professor kam na ban feje na pebi